Well, the Washington primary is less than a week away now, and we want to help you make informed decisions when you cast your vote. We asked what issues concern you this election season, and several of you had questions about Spokane's animal control system, or SCRAPS. Here are just a handful of the questions that we received. They want to know what county commissioners plan to do about concerns regarding SCRAPS. People are upset about the leadership and what some call a broken system. Now, we reached out to the candidates running for county commissioner. Marissa Rio has their responses and a fact check in our For the People coverage.
It's a place to adopt the newest member of your family. But SCRAPS, or Spokane County Regional Animal Protection Service, doesn't serve as your typical shelter.
SCRAPS' mission is animal safety and community safety as well. We are meant to protect animals, make sure that we are enforcing county and state ordinances, and make sure we are enforcing dangerous dog laws for Washington State.
SCRAPS contracts with cities across Spokane County. It's the animal control piece of those contracts that opens SCRAPS up for criticism.
Well, I have multiple concerns with SCRAPS. Coming from a public safety and a financial aspect as well.
Elisha Spots used to volunteer at SCRAPS.
They're turning away multiple dogs every day from coming into the shelter, which is a huge concern for public safety with all the stray dogs loose. They also are taking in far less animals than they did under prior leadership.
The current director at SCRAPS says he has led the organization since 2022. Under prior leadership, SCRAPS took in 1,990 dogs in 2021. In 2023, their total dog intake was 1,482. That means SCRAPS took in 508 less dogs in 2023 than it did in 2021. But SCRAPS took in more cats in 2023 than it did in 2021. SCRAPS says that drop is because it needs to make sure that they're able to hold the dogs ethically and humanely. But Potts and others who wrote in say they disagree with the changes.
Lots of people have spoken up, and you know, I'd like to see more politicians get involved and work together, because you know, right now taxpayers are paying for this service and they're not doing this service.
We took those concerns to county commissioner candidates.
But I'd like to see a community relations officer at SCRAPS hired and funded.
Chris Jordan is running unopposed for re-election for Spokane County Commissioner District 1.
And I think we should fund that position so that we can really have someone whose job it is to field community concerns, work with the community, get the word out about adoptions, get the word out about volunteering.
Molly Marshall is a candidate running for Spokane County Commissioner District 5. She wants to help restore the community's trust in SCRAPS.
I think you can do that by strengthening the advisory board and help them meet these missions, this mission statement, but also we need some transparency, and we need to include all the stakeholders. We need to have them at the table, and also the advocates for humane treatment of animals.
Marshall is running against County Commissioner Al French, who has held the position since 2011. We reached out to French, as well as Josh Kearns, who is running for re-election in District 3, but neither responded after multiple attempts. As for SCRAPS,
they've increased killing of those animals by 1,000%. So there's a lot of concerns with how this entity is being run.
When looking at the data, that claim of 1,000% is false, but there has been an uptick in euthanasia over the past few years. In 2021, SCRAPS accounted for 38 dog deaths. Some are dogs that may have been sick or injured and died in their care. Most were put down. In 2023, that number jumped to 102. That is just over a 171% increase in dog deaths in 2 years. There was nearly a 27% increase in cat deaths during that same time frame. There are so many other kitties like Lemina here at SCRAPS that are ready for adoption, and officials here at SCRAPS say that euthanasia is their last option, and they do everything that they can before making that difficult decision. SCRAPS' reason for the uptick in euthanasia?
We are seeing an increased amount of animals with behavioral issues. So those behaviors put local animals or local community members at risk.
Alicia Spots doesn't have a solution, just wants the politicians who make contract decisions to listen to what the community wants. SCRAPS says they do as much outreach as they can to get their animals into loving homes. I'm Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.